The author of Mushoku Tensei, Rifujin na Maganote, made a very interesting publication on social networks where he revealed which works have influenced him throughout his career as a writer. Here we leave you a list with the 16 works he mentioned and why each of them is important to him. 1. Zero no Tsukaima. I learned that, in the first volume or chapter, at least one of the events must move forward. I used to tell my friends in school, Zero no Tsukaima advances the story a lot. But they didn't understand me much. It's one of my best memories. 2. Monogatari. I learned that if each line of text has something interesting, the next paragraph will be even more exciting. If you could write something engaging in every line, you could become a legend. I don't know if I can do that, though. 3. Nikko no Chikuji. It taught me that you can have quick battle scenes even in novels. I'm not a big fan of battles in books, but this work does it so well that I've reread it several times trying to learn to write like its author. 4. Pulp Fiction. I learned that it's okay to kill the protagonist. If you break the expectation that someone will never die, the audience is surprised and tense. That increases the tension in the later scenes. 5. Onpamin. It taught me how great it is that anyone, regardless of age, can read a play. There are styles of writing that are difficult for beginners to read, and I want my writing to be something that anyone can enjoy. 6. Excel World. I learned that it's okay to follow a standard structure for the story. Especially when the world is complex, it's better not to overcomplicate it, but to keep it easy to understand. 7. Hoshi no Samidare. It taught me that growth is change. When something changes, a character's actions also change, and those changes open up new paths, although sometimes those paths can be towards something negative. 8. One Punch Man. I learned that if the protagonist is the strongest, the story shouldn't focus on who is the strongest. The theme of the story should be something completely different. 9. Konya no Sikorsky. It taught me that even the strangest words can sound convincing if you say them with confidence. That gives a comic touch to the storytelling. 10. Melty Blood and other fighting games. I learned what effort really means. Even if there are shortcuts or tricks in competitions, they don't make you the best. You have to work hard and constantly improve. 11. Isekai Maikyu de Harem wa. This work showed me how to write a novel in web format that reads well in browsers. It is an excellent example of how to make a story appealing to this type of format. 12. Mamero Numu Chuihu. It taught me that even if the hero is a cliché, making the protagonist a madman can create an interesting chemical reaction. A protagonist without personality is a waste. 13. Suku Aki Muramesa. It taught me that not every battle needs to be fast. Sometimes a slow fight with tension and decision-making is more powerful, especially when it's narrated in a written format. 14. Rant Series. It's a series with a completely absurd world. It taught me that you can include ridiculous elements that become crucial to the story, and that characters can do things completely out of the ordinary. 15. Love Series. I learned that in order to make a big impact or shock, it's important to first build a happy, everyday life. The happier the daily life, the bigger the impact will be when everything changes. 16. Kotaku no Gourmet. It taught me that a slightly weird writing style can stick in the reader's memory. Although it's a bonus comment, I love how the phrase, "the stomach is completely empty," becomes so memorable. At the end of his post, the author reflected on how, once a writer learns lessons from one work, they can recognize similar patterns in other creations, which contributes to continued growth in their craft. These revelations about Maganote's influences provide an interesting insight into how diverse works, from classic literature to popular manga, can shape the narrative of a series as successful as Mushoku Tensei. Fans of the work can now better appreciate how the author fused all of these teachings to create a rich and engaging narrative.